Hello guys, welcome to a new video, Thoughtful here. And today we are going to be looking at all the Dead by Daylight maps on those. And I haven't tiered them yet, but I have an idea where I want them to go. I actually have a special tier down here for a special map, which is the worst map in the game. We'll get to it when we get to it though. In fact, yeah, no, I'll put it off till the very end. I'll talk about the random map at the very end of the fucking video. Holy shit. What's wrong with me? Okay. S tier, very balanced maps. Maps are fun to play on for both sides. Best player wins. That's how it usually goes. But there's some bullshit, obviously. It's asymmetric game. So, F tier maps that are unfun to play on, that are one sided, just unfun. Unfun maps. Asylum, it's a little unbalanced. Oh, that's Torment Creek. No, put that bitch back. Grab this motherfucker. Put them in C tier. C tier, okay, it's C tier because it's a bit too big for me personally, and the main building is a little unfun with breakable walls. So I just don't like it. This is not a fun map because a gen go off, you could chase somebody down them, and then like it's just I just don't. This is fucking main buildings is so unfun to play on, dude. I just don't understand why it's such a big map and why the main building sucks so much. Because, like, the breakable walls kind of ruin the fun of dropping through a doorway and dropping on a survivor because you mind game them right. Instead of break the wall first and then you can do that. But still, I just don't think it's a very fun map to play on. And I think it's pretty average. It's a pretty average map, pretty balanced when overall, but it's nothing crazy. Okay, then we have Father Campbell's Chapel. Father Campbell's Chapel is one of the most balanced maps in the game. Good size, good main building, good amount of resources for survivors. It overall has everything a map needs to be in a top tier, which is why it's in there. Overall, I think the map has possibly one of the most fun main buildings in the game to run for killer and survivor, because you basically the whole point of it is um you jump to the windows, and if you break a wall, yeah, the break walls aren't good on the map, but overall they kind of shut down some loops. And basically, if you know how to run it, you're gonna be fine. If you get good map generation on it, like with the double window, then yeah, you're chilling. But like, it's just there's some bullshit on the map, but overall, it's a pretty balanced map. And I think either side can win this game. I've had games where I've lost as survivor, games where I won, games where I've lost as killer, and games where I won as killer, and I've never felt the map was an issue for me losing or additive for me winning. So moving on to the Red Forest maps, Mother's Dwelling. I don't put it in F tier because I think there's worse maps. A whole nother tier bad, and then a whole nother tier after that, which is the worst map in the game. But continuing on with Mother's Dwelling is a fucking bad map. It is a large map that basically makes it where survivors, if they split up, you're just like this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say Legion is the worst kill in the game, because if you spread out, you literally just lose. Because you can't down someone with Legion's power. You have to like unironically just hit everybody first, and then guess what? Thunder. Okay, cool. Um, but can you be over now? A lot of thunder. Holy shit. Okay. We're chilling. Um, Mother's Dwelling though, if you separate and it's Legion, you basically just win the game because their power is useless. It's bad power. Resources for survivors are there. You can change some shit together. Nothing crazy though. Um, Unlike the fucking worst map in the game. Fucking hate that map. Fucking Christ, dude. We'll get to it. But fucking Mother's Dwelling, dude. I literally cry because it's just so boring having to hold W across the fucking map just to like because your Tinker pop and then the gen still goes off even though you unironically start moving immediately. You still get how big the fucking map is. It's a bad map. It's unbalanced. I wish they made it smaller. The main building is actually fun to run. I like enjoying making someone jump through a window. and then having to walk around and then fucking making them have to go around a safe palette and then I get them. Like that's just like okay, the main building has issues because the windows are safe. The pallets are unsafe. That's how it works. You basically want to get as many windows without having to use a pallet as possible. Unless you stun someone with a pallet, then yeah. If you use a pallet, use a pallet. But it's just not fucking like I don't think it's after though. I think there's worse maps. And then Temple Purgation is similar. Um, it's better though. I think it's like it's on the same tier, but it's just fucking smaller. Still really big though. Main building doesn't help survivors or killers. Overall, like aesthetically, it's not that cool, right? It's not cool to look at because it's a fucking like stone structure, stone temple. But it's just like the loops aren't terrible. There are some like loops that are like are really small, but you can still run people, kill around. Overall, it's not a bad map by any means, but it's definitely a killer side or a survivor side map, which makes it low on my list. So, yeah, RPD. It's not the worst, not that fucking map, not this map, but it's just still really fucking bad. It's still terrible because RPD is unplayable. It's unplayable. You literally cannot play RPD. How you play Cold Tower versus how you play RPD are two completely different games. One game is okay, a gen pop is battle pop. I can snap it in time. Well, okay, a gen got started on, and I'm chasing somebody. Okay, I'm literally never gonna stop that gen. That gen's going off because I literally, by the time I down that person, hook them, and then I go revive them, it's unironically gonna be done. Like, there's nothing I can do. Unless I get a pain res hook and I'm playing, like, Nurse or something, I literally will never down that person and then get to the other side of the map fast enough. It's bad map. There's too much, like, shit in the way. It just... Thank God they're just cutting that shit in half. By the way, I will... I need to play the new maps more. I was considering making, like, 2 RPD maps and be like, okay, East and West. But I need to play those more. I only played them a few times in the PDB. And by the way, I was playing like Killer a lot, so I played like fucking like 13 games in PDB. Just the queues were way too fucking long, dude. The shit was rough. Okay, bad ham maps. They have three the same buildings, which are the three same issues, which basically make them all busted equally. Other than that, the loops are fine, but it's just the fact that you can chain that shit, the bullshit maps, makes it. I think RPD is actually better. Actually, no, I think RPD is still worse. Because RPD is just it's unplayable. If RPD was playable, then it would be better, but still, Bad Ham's just it's so fucking bullshit for killers because like the schools is all safe pallets. Um, House of Pain all safe. Like when they were reworking it, I was like, oh yeah, boys, finally we don't get our ass fucked anymore. But now it's like, okay, man, that's how it's gonna be. The game, it's almost the F tier map, almost F tier map, but like 20 something pallets that are safe. It's bad. It's bad. It's just bad, dude. Like you can't loop around some pallets, because they're all safe. Literally every pallet on the map is safe. There are more safe pallets than unsafe pallets, which makes it just not fun to play on. It's like, okay, guys, there's no shack, so we're just gonna add 30 equivalent to what a shack pallet would be like, and just throw them all around the map. So it's just as a killer, it's unfun. As a survivor, the whole gameplay is I run in a straight line and I drop the pallet. In fact, actually, it's an F tier map. It's just dumb to play on. No one likes it. And then we have the map this tier was fucking made for, so I think it deserves it. Cowshed. Cowshed is the worst map in the game. And you might be thinking, okay, what makes it the worst map? I'll tell you. One, the map generation, how it works is that basically when you go into the game, Cowshed itself is a very strong main building. Doesn't make it the best map in the game, but it definitely is a fucking OP main building. But then also, you can chain that as a survivor with multiple like cow tree, chain that with a TL. Like there's just TL wall. Like there's so much shit you can do on cow tree that it's just or not cow tree, cow shed. The fuck am I talking about? Um, yeah, but yeah, it basically just is fucking so unfun to play on. It's just terrible, dude. It's just fucking like AIDS. It gives me a fucking disorder when I look at it. Goddamn, my cock. That's how bad it is. Like if I get cowshed and I'm playing like a M1 base killer and it's like the lobby was like prestige 15 players. I'm like I'm just DC. There's no reason to play. Um. Oh yeah, Rotten Fields. Sorry, I just threw it up there because I think it's bad map. Okay, Rotten Fields. See your map. You train the outside of the map, not the inside, and you'll be fine. Overall, though, it's just corn, dude. Like that's the whole. That's the whole. The fucking main building is literally fucking corn. What else is there? That's it. And then you have an outer perimeter that's all like loops. So like it's a pretty boring map. You just go around the whole outside, and then after that, basically you just win the game. So it's just a bad. It's a balanced map. Like there's not much to do, and there's some shit to do. So I think it's just not my. It's like, dude, be more creative. Like a lot of the OG maps, like Shelter Woods and Rotten Fields and Wrecker's Yard, are all just maps with the shit, like the bullshit loops. As in bullshit, I mean like the generic loops of all the realm maps together, and it's just like, okay, this is just generic loops. That's all it is. No, nothing crazy. And then we have Thompson House. I think this is the best cowshed map. I think it's a B tier map. I don't think it's anything above that because I think that's still a bad map. Because like I like how the house was before, and actually I think the house is still fine. I think it's A tier still. Before I would say so. I think now it's like it's just I don't like the aesthetic anymore, so I don't like it as much. But yeah, um, Torment Creek B tier. It's nothing crazy. The breakable walls are kind of dumb, but that's kind of what you have to do for God windows. Now God or breakable walls are just used to get rid of God windows. I think that's what they were made for. So it's like it's a B tier map. It's nothing crazy. Like it's not gonna be too good, not gonna be too bad. That's how I describe it. Rancid Abattoir. Rancid Abattoir is a fun map when you are playing with your friends and you run the same legion around the same fucking loop 30 times and the guy doesn't understand how to break a breakable wall. And then guess what? And then eventually you get down and then face camp. And then that's what it's not fun. Because then you realize, oh shit, there's like nothing else here. So, Rancid Abattoir is a big main building where if you try to chain it with anything else on like the wrong side of the building, like say I leave it, oh you have something else over here, you chain that, it can be kind of annoying for killer, but then guess what? After that, you're kind of fucked. So overall, it's just a middle of the road map, literally. So yeah, just nothing crazy. Larry's is a D tier map. It's like the game except Windows. The like it's the game Origins. Um, it's the prequel. It's the prequel. It's still really bad though, because it's just like indoor maps are basically like, okay, so they don't have any conventional loops, but then they also just get a bunch of windows, pallets, and then like fucking for what's the other indoor map that's really busted? Shit. Oh yeah, RPD is just a bunch of everything. Like, oh, you get a bunch of space. Where's the other one? Oh, Hawkins. Hawkins, you get a bunch of unsafe pallets. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think it's worse than the Red Force maps, but it's not as bad as these maps down here. Family Residence is a B tier map. I think Torment Creek is better though. I feel like I don't like playing as much as Killer. Survivor I like playing on it, but it's a bit too big for I think Killers. Overall, the main building's fun to play around, and the aesthetic of the fucking place is great. I love the aesthetic. They brighten it up so tiny, but I think it'd be fine though. If there's like a blood moon aesthetic, I think it'd be fucking great. Like red fucking moon, all that red lighting. It'd be kind of fun, but still, um, it's a fine map. It does its job. It's a B tier map. That's kind of what you expect out of these maps, where they're just average, above average, whatever it might be. And we have um the map that's known for literally having a killer sit on top of the fucking temple. Sanctum of Wrath is a map with a temple in the middle that you can stand on top for reconnaissance, which is a cool gimmick of the map where you okay, I can look and see where everyone is. But yeah, I think that's kind of like it. It's just a regular okay, loop the killer map. It's not like I think over here is like the most balanced maps. Like this map has an issue, has a fucking issue, and I hate maps like this where they split the map in half, kind of like Suffocation Pit, kind of like this map where you have one side is where the Sanctum Wrath is facing, other one is where the Sanctum Wrath is not facing. So you have like two sides of the map. One has a shack on it. If you don't have the shack on it, you're kind of just fucking dead. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's a fine map though. I think it's still B tier. It's still fun to play on. Coal Tower, the most balanced map in the game. Therefore, it has to be on top of here. It's by far a small map by far, but also the map is a very has a lot of shit to work with for survivors. A lot of shit they can chain together. A lot of shit that you can play around as a killer. So overall, the map has sorry, my mouse is like being fucky. But yeah, it's just not fucking fun. Or sorry, what the fuck am I talking about? It is fun. Sorry, I meant to say it is fun. Playing because if you play good, you guess what, you win the game. It's not like Red Forest where they do gen, you down somebody right away, but they still do a gen because it's what you can't get over there in time, no matter how fast you are. Unless you have like a chainsaw, like hillbilly. Like there are very few things where, or you're an artist and you snipe them. There's killer. Like I'm assuming that you're a trapper on these maps, and are these balanced or the unbalanced, right? Like if this is too big, this is too bullshit. This is too big. These maps are bullshit. Shelter Woods, one of the worst maps in the game, in my opinion, because of how lazy it is. It's literally a tree. That's all it is. That's the main building. You have a tree, you have a shack, and you have some loops around the Shelter Woods, and then like it's around. It's kind of like Rotten Fields, but better because it's a little smaller. So overall, I feel it's like yeah, I think it's bottom of B tier. I don't think it's anything better than that though. I like Dorian Storehouse better than that right now, or no, Suffocation Pit. I mean, Suffocation Pit's going there. I just want to throw these two here because I want to talk about these two maps because I think they're better as a package deal. These maps are more the outdoor section of Macmillan. Same with this, but that's actually really balanced. So it's up there. Um, like what can I say? What can I say? Giant or Suffocation Pit splits the map in half. There's 10 pallets on one side, 10 pallets are not on the other side, so you just die if you're on the other side. And yeah, by the time you figure that out, you're just gonna be dead, or you're gonna be running killer until you run out of pallets, right? So overall, kind of boring to play on, but like Macmillan maps are balanced because the loops are spaced out properly. It's actually funny because Macmillan was the first realm they made, so it's like you guys did really good job the first time, but you fucked up literally like 90% after that. Like for real, like the Asylum was fine, then Larry's is not fine. The swamp is we'll get to the swamp. Ironwork. Okay, I guess we're not doing Ironworks. No. Okay, Ironworks is A tier. I think Thompson's bottom of A tier. But Ironworks is a fun map to play on. It's a big main building. But I like how like you go above and you're on like the catwalk and you like jump down, Like there are ways to I think if you had added a window instead of like the drop, I think it would have been kind of better because either you can go all the way up, or have a trap placed, or they're just going to go and vault the window or vault the window on the staircase up to it. Like if they added that, that would be interesting. But I think the map is fine, pretty balanced how it is. Same with Thompson House. These are both maps with big main buildings. Bigger one here, but yeah, both of them have loops placed around. Both of them are medium sized. I think actually Iron, which is smaller. It's a small map, but or not small, but it's a smaller map. Okay. Grocery Store House. I think this has actually gained the most from breakable walls. You can now disable God windows by breaking breakable walls, which is the whole point of breakable walls. I thought. Like, I think Torment Creek did a good job with breakable walls, and I think Groening Storehouse did a great job with breakable walls. And I think Midwich had a good idea, where like you can open up a secret passage into the tunnels and like the back side of the bathroom with a breakable wall. I think those are good ideas. But shit like fucking Badham, where you can't enter the school from a certain side because well you can't do it. Like that shit just makes the game harder. Like Dead Dog, where you have to break 3 walls before you can even play the game is annoying. Eerie Crows. Right there. Eerie Crows is a bottom tier map. It's unfun to play on as killer. It's too like aesthetically it looks pretty nice, right? But the loops are just like what? That isn't right. And if it got shortened a little bit, if it was tinier and they nerfed the main building, it would be fine. It would be perfectly fine, guys. I think this map is just too good right now. What the fuck is this map called, bro? Let's move on to Gas Heaven. Gas Heaven is it's Auto Shop. I'm pretty sure whatever the fuck it's called. Gas Heaven has bullshit. I think like if it was like I didn't have that wall, it would be like A tier, pretty balanced map. But because of the balance wall or the wall, it's like better than Ronfield's because there's a big ass. Well, actually, I think no, I think it's a D tier map. It's pretty fucking bad because as killer, you basically spawn in and then you have to go around a huge fucking wall. If someone's on the other side of the wall, they just run around it. It's kind of like old Haddonfield. It's dumb. It's not how the game should be played. I think it's a bad example of like auto haven maps. I think auto haven maps are fine. I like the aesthetic of the maps, but yeah, it's just like dude, auto shop. Okay, apparently we're not doing auto shop. Auto shop or Blood Lodge apparently. Okay, auto shop went right there. Okay, Blood Lodge. It's pretty big. I don't like it. I'm putting Blood Lodge in C tier. I don't think it's too bad. Auto Shop though. Auto Shop has a pretty good main building. They made it where this one like okay, Groening Storehouse, Torment Creek, and Auto Shop, whatever the fuck it's called, are good examples of putting breakable walls into places where when you break them, God window doesn't work anymore. And I think Grocery Store House is the best out of these because Grocery Store House actually feels like okay, I'm actually doing something when I do it, right? Like I'm actually like forcing them to play differently, and the main building isn't too big or too small where I'm like okay, I have nothing to work with if I go here after someone else has. You kind of feel like okay, I can do shit. I can do shit. There's multiple windows, good main building, all that. This one though, there's 2 windows on both sides of the shop, and if you just run those, you basically have an open place. You can still run around, but overall, I think this is one of the most balanced maps. And actually, I'm putting it above on the Resonance. I think it's fine. It's like by Torment Creek, a similar map to it. Azerov's resting place, too fucking big. Too fucking big. I'm putting it bottom C tier. I don't like it. It's too fucking big. It's a big map. Azerov's office, I believe, is the main building. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because he fucking ripped his fucking spine out, and apparently we can't even see his dead body. That's like my issue. Like, can we see his dead body, please? Like, for real. If we're gonna call it the resting place, like, actually show us the resting place. Don't show us the fucking office, right? But yeah, it's a pretty it's just that and then another shack. Like you get that shack, and then you get another shack, and then you get some like the car. What the fuck is it called? The one that grabs cars, the thing that like the claw machine. You get the claw machine, that, and then a few other loops, like average amount loops. It's fine. Records Yard. I hate these maps. So Shelter Woods was a small map that was just pure Macmillan shit. Ron Fields, another one, just pure bullshit. And then I really don't like fucking Michael Jordan. I just don't like it. It's just I don't like. I like the aesthetic of Azarov's, right? But I feel like Azarov's, um, it's just like, dude, or no, fucking at Auto Haven Records. Sorry, it's just so fucking boring if there's nothing else there, and that's really what happens. It's just that. It's just like Azarov's resting place minus the resting place. Like it's just there's just nothing there. It's just the fucking main building here is unironically a fucking rusty car. So it's just bad. Actually, I think it's a pretty bad. Okay, considering balancing, it's like yeah, it's like up here, better than Ronfield, I would say. And his Crossman's fine. Ormond's, I think Erie Crows and Ormond are like the perfect duo. One is like in a desert, other one's in winter, and they both fuck you over pretty equally. Both have pretty bad main buildings. Both have actually I think Ormond's worse. Yeah, Ormond's way worse. Yeah, no, I think yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not we don't need to talk about Ormond that much. It's been beaten to death by other YouTubers. So I don't really need to talk about it very much. That's how bad a map is, really. He finds someone to shit talking all the time. Okay, then we have Garden of the Joy on the Isle of Ron. I don't know exactly what it's called, the realm, but Garden of Joy is a no. Get back. Okay, is a fine map. I think it's not terrible. I think it's like fucking. Actually, it is. There is a lot of bullshit on the map, and it's medium size. Okay, no, I think, and the main building is kind of bullshit. Yeah, no, goes right there. Sorry. Yeah, no. Hawkins. If you played Hawkins as a survivor, I feel bad for you. Okay, yep. No, you put it right there. Doesn't matter the order, but yeah, no. Batham just is all together because of the three main buildings. But okay, Hawkins, bad map. Survivors get stomped. Killers have no god palettes. There should at least be like one or two god palettes on this map. Okay, and they shouldn't be next to like RPD. They should be like, around some fucking some other fucking place on the map where you fucking need it, right? And there was nothing. It was only unsafe pallets. This is why this map sucks so much. Is it as bad as Ormond? Yes, it's actually worse than Ormond. RPD? Sure, I think it's RPD's way worse still. Lambkin Lane. New Lambkin Lane. Honestly, Lambkin Lane is it's actually pretty good now. I think it's actually top C tier map. For real. Reason why is because I think Lambkin Lane now is a big enough map where survivors can do shit without like having pressure always on them, but also the killer can pressure them. If they want to go over there, they can go over there quickly and get them. My issue is that the ability to 3-gen is so easy on this map. You can 3-gen like no tomorrow. If you like, there's a gen always in the by the lawn, a gen always in the TV room or living room, and these two gens plus a gen by the park, you can unironically go from the living room to the lawn to the park in like 20 seconds or like 15 seconds. And like nurse like less than like 5. So it's so busted. But then also if the survivors are smart and they avoid the 3-gen, they can get out of like that potential 3-gen choke point. But I think the map's fine. I think it's a C tier map. Only because you have so much strength survivor with like how like the size of the map, how the map loops work. They're not too strong there. They got nerfed significantly since rework. But that 3-gen is just makes it really fucking balanced. I'm not gonna lie. So I think it's bad, but it's like not like too terrible because of how balanced it is. Grim Pantry, I don't like it. Grim Pantry is a boring ass fucking map. It is just windows on top of a building and then an impossible basement to get if it spawns main. So you're just having like If your friend brings this, and then you bring the fucking basement spawns in the main building, they're just not gonna have basement, bro. Like, you don't worry about basement anymore. Like, it's like, okay, cool. But then you also have a chance to go to Pale Rose, which is a different story. So, but anyways, Friend Pantry is just now fun to play on for me personally, and I just don't know, like, I just don't fucking like it, man. It's just not fun to fucking play on. It's boring as shit. It's just like like it has a Hawkins unsafe palette where like there's like a barrel and then there's a pallet by the barrel and then like I'm like drawing this out in my head right now and then like you chop the pallet and then they just walk around the barrel and hit you like it's like bro where do you get these stolen assets from Hawkins or some shit like bro Pelrose much better. I think it's like better than the Asylum. Rancid Abattoir I think is better though, because I think Rancid Abattoir you have more like shit to work with. Pal Rose, you have swamp, you have more swamp, you have bullshit totem spawns, which I must mention because it's just like if you have Devour, you're just dead. Like I don't care how good main building is on this map for survivors, it is unironically impossible to find a fucking hex totem because how the map is, it's just like, so dark. You can't find shit. It's probably one of the best hex totem fucking maps in the game for hexes. And for boons, too. Like, if you get a good boon spot, they're never finding it. Two of the most controversial. Some say this is good, some say it's bad. I think That Dog Saloon is pretty fucking boring. I think it goes like right fucking here. No, I think it's a very extreme map. Like you either like it or you don't like it. I think it's an A tier map though, because I feel like the map itself has some interesting loops you can do. With like the one where you walk up to the staircase, you either drop, you don't drop. Okay, you do drop. Guess what? They hit you. If they take you out, like going upstairs, or if you make them bite and then you jump down, guess what? Down, you can walk all the way down or vault it. So there is some shit. Main building on this map is bullshit. The break walls first, but you can say that around like growing storehouse and other maps like that. But I think yeah, overall this like yeah, like you like it's like it's a fun map. It's a very good map. But overall, I think Dead Dog Saloon by killer mains is overrated. By survivor mains is underrated to hell. And by people who just hate breaking shit is F tier as well. So I think A tier is fine for it because it's like okay, it's not too overrated, but it's also not underrated too much because it's just a small map with like okay. The thing I don't like about this map the most is one the brightness is perfect on this map, but also it's so fucking hard to see motherfuckers in bushes. That's a fact. So hard to fucking see. It's ridiculous. Midwich. Okay, they want me to place a name word apparently. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Midwich is bottom best here. It is one of the best maps in the game. It is a unique map. It's whole W around the hallways, and then you have different classrooms that are different loops, which I find is very interesting. And overall, you can like break walls, to open up new passageways. They just need to open up another way to the courtyard because that middle hook in the center is impossible to get to. It really is, unless you have it open. And like, yeah, I think the map is actually one of the most well designed maps in the entire game. So, yeah, if you want to make your own tier list with this template, you can go down below. I did have to add like another row, change up like because it was like survivor side is down here, killer side's up here. I changed it to now it's like the tier list where I write how fun they are to play on. And let me just look at the tier list. I'll make sure like this isn't like out of, yeah, I know. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Yeah, this is. Yeah, this is probably right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you want to make your own tier list, tweet at me like, "Oh, you're wrong, kid. Get fucked." You can do that. But, anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one.